Before everything unraveled, before the betrayal, before the haircut, before the silence, there was a kind of love that made everything else feel small. They were ordinary, beautifully so. Ethan Carter, 35, was a civil engineer with rough hands, steady eyes, and a soft voice that rarely rose above a whisper. A man who fixed problems before anyone noticed them. The kind who always remembered to fill the gas tank and rinse the mugs before coffee stains set in. Claire, 29, was once warm, a little chaotic, bright. She worked in marketing where charm mattered more than truth, and smiles were currency. They met on a rainy Thursday. She was wearing mismatched boots and forgot her umbrella. He offered her as his. She said no. He followed her anyway. They got married 2 years later, under a low-budget wooden arch in her aunt's backyard. Her dress was borrowed. His tie was crooked. They were happy. Or maybe just hopeful. Fast forward 6 years. One apartment, no children, 2 salaries, 3 unfinished jigsaw puzzles. Love still lived there, but it had grown quiet. And when love grows quiet, other noises start to fill the space. Claire had started to change. At first, it was subtle. A new skincare routine, a growing obsession with boutique brands, a podcast about becoming your highest self. Ethan encouraged it, even when she gently mocked his faded work jeans or called their shared sedan embarrassing. She began spending more time at work, late nights, networking mixers, industry retreats. Ethan didn't mind. He trusted her. He always trusted her. Until the mirror showed up. One Friday, Ethan came home early. The living room had changed. The bookshelf, the one they'd built together during lockdown, was gone. In its place, a tall, gleaming ring light, a full-body mirror, and Claire, mid-pose, in a silk blouse he'd never seen before. Her hair, once long and golden, the kind that curled slightly at the ends when she laughed, had been chopped into a sharp silver bob, smooth, chic, expensive-looking. She didn't even glance at him.
New haircut.
New chapter.
She didn't wait for his reaction, didn't ask if he liked it, didn't seem to care. She posted a selfie. He watched her type the caption. She remembered who she was, and the game changed. That night, she slept facing the wall. Ethan stayed awake, staring at the back of her neck. Days blurred. Claire started coming home later. She said she was working on a campaign with a new client, Julian Scott, the firm's newest partner. Young, divorced, charismatic. The name came up more and more.
Julian thinks I have executive potential. Julian says I should be leading pitches. Julian invited the team out for drinks.
Ethan nodded, every time. He wanted to be supportive, but behind the nods were questions he never dared to ask. Then one night, Claire left her smartwatch charging on the kitchen counter. A message popped up.
Can't wait to see you tonight. Room 406, same as last time.
The world went quiet. He didn't scream, didn't throw the watch, didn't wake her. He just stood there, motionless, betrayed, and entirely alone.
You okay? You look pale.
Did Julian spend the night too?
She didn't answer. She didn't deny it either. She just said,
You've been predictable for years, Ethan. Julian makes me feel alive.
He didn't raise his voice, didn't call her names. He just stopped. Stopped talking. Stopped hoping. Stopped believing she'd ever come back. What neither of them knew then was that this, all of this, was only the beginning of reckoning, of unraveling, of the moment where love would meet something far more dangerous, resentment. And resentment always comes with a blade. There was a limit to silence, even for someone like Ethan. He had always believed that if he just waited long enough, if he loved hard enough, Claire would come back. She didn't. Instead, she returned each night with perfume that wasn't his, with laughter saved for someone else, with eyes that never once looked sorry.
You're up early.
I never slept.
You should try magnesium. It helps with stress. Anyway, I'm thinking of going platinum next. Julian says I'd look striking.
There it was again. His name, like poison, dropped in Ethan's morning coffee. He didn't flinch, didn't yell, didn't cry. He simply turned around and plugged in the clippers.
Is that? Are you?
Sit down.
Very funny.
I'm not joking.
She had never seen that look in his eyes. Not rage, not violence. Just the end of something. A man who'd been stretched too thin and finally snapped without sound.
Okay, you're acting crazy now. Put it down, Ethan.
Why? You didn't ask before cutting me out of your life.
Don't touch me.
Sit down, Claire, or I swear to God, I will never speak to you again.
There wasn't a threat in his voice, just a truth, raw, unshakable. Claire hesitated. Then she sat.
Ethan, stop! Oh my God! Please, you're humiliating me. Is that what you want? You want to hurt me?
I want you to feel what it's like to be exposed, to have the thing you hide behind stripped away, like you did to me.
Please, please, Ethan, you don't have to do this. I messed up, okay? I'll fix it. I'll leave Julian. I'll go to therapy. Just please, please stop.
But Ethan didn't stop, because forgiveness wasn't his to give anymore. She had torn trust apart with bare hands. Now he was cutting away what little illusion remained.
Please, I'll quit my job. I'll delete every photo. I'll change. I swear, Ethan, please.
I begged too, Claire. Every night you walked in with his scent, I begged without words, and you ignored me.
And just like that, it was over. Her silver strands lay scattered like ash at her feet. She collapsed forward, face in her hands, breath shaking, not out of pain, but out of realization that the pedestal she'd built for herself had cracked, and all that was left was truth.
Don't leave me.
I already have.
He didn't slam it, didn't turn for one last look. He simply walked out, leaving behind the woman, the hair, the silence, and the version of himself that thought love alone would be enough. Some betrayals demand screaming, others demand silence. But Ethan, he chose a razor. Because sometimes the deepest revenge is not cruelty, but clarity. And nothing reveals more than what's left after the hair is gone.
They say shame is what we feel when the world sees the parts of us we tried to hide. But what happens when the shame lives inside you? So loud, so vivid, that even a mirror turns away. That's what Claire felt the morning after. Her face was blotchy, lips cracked, mascara still smudged beneath swollen eyes. But none of that mattered, because what she couldn't stop staring at was her scalp. Pale, uneven, raw in places. The sharp angles of a cheekbone suddenly harsh. The girl in the mirror, unfamiliar, stripped bare. She reached for her silk robe. It didn't comfort her. Nothing did. She couldn't bear to see herself. Not like this. Not when everything she built, her image, her identity, her power, was gone with one blade and one man's silence. No missed calls from Ethan. No texts. No apology. No ultimatum. Just silence. Except one notification.
What the hell happened to you? Don't drag me into whatever meltdown you're having.
No concern, no comfort, just damage control. Claire typed, then deleted, then typed again. But she didn't send it. What would she say?
I let the wrong man kiss me and lost the only one who loved me.
Too little, too late. Outside, the world was still spinning. But people noticed. At the grocery store, a child pointed. The cashier offered that awkward kind of sympathy usually reserved for funerals. Even the doorman, who once flirted with her shamelessly, looked down and mumbled a hello. Claire wasn't the woman they remembered. She wasn't sure she was either. 2 days later, she walked into a hair salon across town, one that didn't know her. She kept the hood up until she sat in the chair. The stylist, mid-20s, lavender hair, confident hands, froze when she saw what was left.
You want me to try to shape it? Or
Take it all off.
are you sure?
There's nothing left to save.
This time, Claire didn't scream. She didn't beg. didn't sob. She just closed her eyes and let it happen. Hair, what little was left, dropped to the floor like surrender. When it was done, she looked at herself in the mirror. And for the first time, she didn't look like the villain, or the seductress, or the wife. She looked like someone rebuilding from rubble. The place felt emptier now. The lamp Ethan always forgot to turn off, unplugged. His hoodie on the coat rack, gone. No keys, no shaving kit, no scent of aftershave. Claire opened every drawer, checked the closet twice. He hadn't just left. He had erased himself.
Hey, just checking in. Hope your meeting went okay. I made your favorite pasta, no pressure. Just come home when you can. I miss you.
She played it 5 times that night. Maybe 6. Not because she expected him to come back, but because she needed to remember what it sounded like when someone cared. The wind was sharp. She didn't notice. She lit a candle, then blew it out. She tried to cry, but the tears had run dry. There's something worse than heartbreak. It's recognition that every choice was yours, that no one pushed you, that you built the house and burned it down yourself. That night, Claire sat in silence. No phone, no Julian, no Ethan. Just one woman, one empty apartment, and 100 versions of herself, all screaming from the inside.
3 months. That's how long it took for the anger to fade. But shame stays longer. Shame follows you into quiet rooms and whispers and reflections. It lingers in the way people look away or don't look at all. Claire hadn't spoken to Ethan since the day he walked out, but she had replayed that moment every night. Each buzz of the clippers, each word she screamed, each word he didn't, until she couldn't stand the silence anymore. He had moved to a small town 2 hours north, the kind of place where people still wave at strangers and no one wears watches. She found him in the garden behind a white cottage. He was planting tomatoes, wearing old jeans, sun-browned, different, but not broken. He looked like peace personified. He looked like someone she used to know.
Hi.
Claire,
I wasn't sure if you'd want to see me.
I don't.
She expected anger, bitterness, even hatred. Instead, she found something worse. Indifference.
I needed to say I'm sorry. For everything. For how I treated you. I wasn't myself.
You're exactly yourself.
And that cut deeper than she expected.
I've changed. I see things now. What I lost, what I ruined. I just needed you to know I regret it.
Okay?
That's it?
I forgave you already, but that doesn't mean I want you back in my life.
He went back to digging. She stood there, helpless. Once she had the power to break him, now she couldn't even get him to look her in the eye.
Do you think someday we could at least talk? Be friends, maybe?
No.
Because friends don't humiliate each other. They don't cheat. They don't rip someone's heart out and call it growth. She had rehearsed speeches, had imagined tears, reconciliation, maybe even a long hug under soft music. But this was silence given form. A man who had healed without her, and who would never let her back in.
Then why did you let me come here?
To see for yourself that I'm fine, and that you have to live with what you did, not me.
She nodded, not because she accepted it, but because there was nothing else to say. She turned, walked back down the dirt path. Her boots kicked up dust, and with each step, she let go of the fantasy she came with. There would be no closure, no fixing this, no version of the future that included him. As the train pulled away, she listened to an old voicemail one last time.
Hey, it's me. I made dinner. Hope your meeting went okay. Come home soon. I miss you.
The voice didn't make her cry anymore. It just reminded her that once Someone loved her enough to wait by the door, and that now, no one was waiting. Some people spend their lives running from consequences. Claire ran straight into hers. Because love isn't destroyed in a single affair. It dies slowly, with every unspoken apology, every ignored warning, every mirror turned away. And sometimes what gets taken isn't just trust. It's the one version of yourself that was still worth saving.